Before we start, I just want to show you I've already modified it a bit, and it's still not even close to being done. So 6560 as the dry weight of the drone, with a 2S 560, which is what I use to fly in the videos you're going to see. It is down from 98 grams already down to 96 just from my new modified canopy. Today I wanted to show you a couple flights from the Whisper. So we're going to do that in just a bit, but I just want to talk to you for a little bit and get you up to date with what I've been doing, because sometimes people ask me if I'll build a tiny whoop for them and I won't do it just because it's not worth it for me or for you, and you can already buy stuff that's pre-built, that's like you can go get a Meteor 75, so why would I want to build you a Meteor 75 and charge you an extra $100 just to build it when it's like it's tedious, it's not bringing you good value. I just wanna thank you, your loving kindness. I've always wanted to make something that I love. It's never even really been about you. It's about getting the best experience I can get and then sharing that with you. So here I am experimenting, playing with all these things, and then you get to benefit from my psychoticness. The Whisper is a project I've been working on that's been exciting. It's been one of you is from Japan and said that in Japan they have the sub 100 rule. Here in Canada we have the sub 250 rule. In the States you guys know about the sub 250 rule, but in Japan they can only fly sub 100. So I was like, I'm going to make something with a naked GoPro that's going to be under 100 grams. And I remember posting it in the Toronto group and someone's like, oh, you can't do that. But I knew I could, because I looked at the Drac Night and I calculated the weights and everything, and I knew I'd be able to do it. So we did it. This is the Whisper with a naked GoPro, and it weighs 98 grams. Now this isn't the right GoPro case. This is the GoPro case from the Discus. I had to do a project, so I didn't have the time to like rebuild this one. So I used this one, and it works, but it doesn't fly well with this. It's meant to have this, because the way that it works is all this weight is here, and it's top heavy, and it's not as balanced. Whereas when this is on it, it sits over here, and the whole weight is balanced over the drone, making it fly beautifully. This was the original, everything was TPU, but I smashed it a few times and it broke, and I think it's because of the flexibility of the TPU. So I redesigned it to have a PETG bottom, so it doesn't have as much protection, but it makes the base stronger. And this is not made to bash around or take a hit anyways. Another reason I haven't been pushing the Whisper is the frame. When I designed it, I didn't put enough material around these two motor holes, so this is a weak spot. But I continued to experiment and stuff with it. If you were to build like a 1S, especially with the 5-in-1 HD Zeros, you could do something kind of like this. This is the Whoop Light on a thing, and in 1S this thing flies way better than a Whoop, and it's way more fun. It uses all printed parts, and because it uses printed parts, the V2, I was thinking about designing something like this so that I could save even more weight and it's still strong, and that would work for things like this. But when it comes to the Whisper still goes in through two of the holes that were on it, so I'm still working on redesigning that. But I wanted to show you what this is capable. And this is meant for anyone that flies a Cinewhoop nice and gently, like an indoor Cinewhoop or even outdoor, and is delicate. If you understand GoPros, naked GoPros, you don't want to really smash the crap out of them. It's meant to be flown as like a tiny, safe cinematic rig. This thing will outperform all your Cinewhoops. All those like Cinebots, Cinelogs, this just destroys them. I thought about making it with protection, but it flies so good without it, I don't want to bother. Plus, very minimal damage. You know, if you're a terrible pilot, you fly into the wall, you're going to chip some paint. If you fly into a person, you might break their skin a touch, but it's not anything really dangerous. So I kind of like that all in, you know, a little bit of risk, a little bit more reward. This thing flies beautifully. It flies amazing. So I'm excited to show you this flying. Been around, you know what the discus is. This is the great discus, and the frame was designed to basically be a 3.5 drone that just can do anything, and that's what it is. We've spent years developing this single frame, so this is the one that is like, it's done now. It's fully designed. The only thing I want to do is I want to make 04 versions, but I don't have the unit, so there's someone buying one soon, so we're gonna make something like this, or we can do it like this too. So I've really enjoyed pusher formation. I feel like it flies better, it's smoother, it lands better. Even though you're just landing on these little things, it lands beautifully. I find it easier to land than having the battery underneath. So sometimes people will complain about landing. It can take a beating, so take the action cam off and you can go smash it around, and if you're on concrete you will be able to flip over as long as you haven't destroyed your props. You can still do turtle mode. It's a little bit different. But yeah, if you crash into grass or something like that, you're gonna have to walk to go get it. But to me, it's kind of worth it to be able to have the way it flies and to be able to put the GoPro on without a crazy angle and not have props in view. You can do it in normal formation, and this is just my beat the crap out of anything drone. This thing just takes a beating, and ever since we made the bumpers, the motors are safe. Like, the only way you can break a motor is if you somehow like hit it from here. But most of the time you smash it, it protects the frame, it protects the motors. You can just beat the living crap out of it. Ever since I switched to this, I haven't broke a frame. And I went from breaking 10 to 15 frames a year to having one frame, and it's just beautiful. This current one I can't fly because last time I smashed it so hard, it broke the FC. So the FC got busted from the impact. Everything else is still fine on it, and I flew this for a year before that even happened. Let me show you the smash. Oh! Uh-oh. That did not sound good at all.
That did not sound good.
It sounded like I cracked my drone from the side. Oh no!
Oh man, it's just drifting into the wall. Is it good? What happened?
Nothing!
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, where am I looking?
Oh! I was disarmed, I got cut! Well, now we know the damage that a 3-inch can do. Oh, that was nuts.
Did you just blow on it and it went?
Look, it's disarmed.
No, but did you just go? Yeah, okay.
What would make you do that? I've never seen
I
that
don't
before.
know.
You saw it. He saw it.
I think, I swear to God, you just went, and it just started going.
Yo, the drone is disarmed, and when I plug it in, it starts to try and fly. The frame, it's not loose or bendy or anything. Like, it's perfect. So if you're looking for a 3.5, you can't find anything else on the market that has this weight to strength. The weight to strength is ridiculous. It's super light, it's super strong, and it's tight. That's the only problem. It's hard for people to build because of how tight it is, but to me, I'm kind of like, I'd rather put in that work, build the tightest thing possible, and have that amazing flight experience. Then we have the ballerina. This is the 4-inch. I designed this to not be like the discus. The discus is like the drone that can do anything. The ballerina is very targeted. So it doesn't come in different, because with the discus you can get the different thicknesses. You can get 3mm up to 4mm thickness, and I only fly the 4mm now because I like it so much and I never want to break a frame. So I stick to the 4mm. When it came to the ballerina, I decided on 3.5 because the 3.5 is still pretty strong thickness, It's T700. This frame, when you see 5 inches and 4 inches, lots of the time they're way bigger than like 3 inches. But if you look at the discus and now you look at the ballerina, look at that. They have almost the same size. So this is the way that I've designed these drones. I've designed them and looked at the space so that I could bring the props as close to the drone as possible without wasting any space. So most 3.5 inches have about 120 millimeters from motor post to motor post. This has 105, so you're saving 15 millimeters in distance, which it just gives you a tighter build. Which means that the arms are going to be stronger. There's going to be less vibrations. It's just more compact. It's easier to hit little gaps and everything. Now with the ballerina, the discus has the protection around the motors. Up to 1504s, this carbon goes further than the stator. So you're going to smack the carbon before you hit the motor. And because we have the bumpers on them, the bumpers stop it from getting to the motor or the frame, and they absorb the impact. So it really is the perfect little bando basher for you. When it comes to the ballerina has no protection. Think about Min Chim and how he flies. Something that you could make to race and just say there's no protection, just don't screw up. But it was really meant to just go after the people that love Flywoo Explorer. Because if you fly a Flywoo Explorer, you know it's not made to take a beating. It's made to just fly and do your long range and stuff. This basically murders the Flywoo because it saves you 20 grams. And when you save 20 grams, you're going to be able to have better flight characteristics. You're going to be able to fly longer. And it tracks beautifully. It flies beautifully. I have it on 1304s. I still have, this is another, like all these things except for the discus are still projects that I'm continuously working at and making better. So these are my frames that I continue to work and make upgrades and keep making better instead of continuing to make more and more frames. These frames do everything. They just need to get upgraded and get more accessories and stuff. But I made it very specifically to kind of do this. It has a 20 to 25 degree angle and it just flies. It tracks perfectly. And eventually I'm gonna do a GoPro mount and all that stuff so that you can do all that. But look at this. This has it's not a nano camera. This is a micro camera. It has a full stack and a 1.6 watt VTX, and it all fits in that tiny space. So, and a big capacitor too. It's beautiful. This thing flies like a dream. It flies so well my daughter can fly it. It flies so well that I like freestyling it, and then I smack it and I break a motor. That's the thing. If you smack it, you're going to break a couple motors. There's no protection. But if you fly it like a normal person, you'll be able to use it at a long range. It's just beautiful, and you can land it nicely and not break your motors. Then the Psycho, I haven't even started on this. Average FPV has a video with it, so you could search average FPV, and he made one, but he didn't put my tune on it, so it's not flying as good yet. And all of you can try out my tune. Go into my beginner playlist, find the short that has my tune in it. It's a short. You can put that on any drone and you'll get to see your drone will most likely fly better. I've never put it on something that it doesn't make fly better. You can put it on 1S, you can put it on 6S, you can put it on 5-inch, you can put it on a 65 millimeter and see how your drone flies after that. Then, if you enjoy and you see that your drone flies better, you know you can trust me, and you got to try an actual drone that is built beautifully, tuned beautifully, and experience that for yourself. The Psycho is basically going to be a 2.5-inch little like mini discus. Think about like the Draknite. It'll be like a stronger version of the Draknite. It would be also good probably for like an 04 Lite or even an 04 to make like the smallest kind of nice footage thingy you can make. The whole thing, I really wanted to just share with you this because I made an edit that was like cool and whatever, but I didn't really get to show you what this can do. I like to like give you something exciting to watch. Whenever I do like a one pack and I share it with you, I just feel like it's boring. But let's go, and I'll show you this thing and how it flies. You can build it, but that's the other thing. I lost all my designs, so I have to redesign all this stuff. So it's been a little hard on me, and I have a hard time concentrating. But these will be available once I redesign them, because if this falls and it lands on an arm, the motor and arm will come off, and then you got to build another one, and I don't like that. But still, high risk, high reward, right? Fly nice and gentle. This thing's amazing. This is one of my favorite packs. This is like when I discovered how good it was, because I did not expect it to. I did not expect it to be this good. Thought that I was gonna have here. I thought I was gonna have a top heavy drone that I can fly kind of the way a Synologue does. And then when I started just flying it around and seeing how I could just control it and be able to do flips and all that stuff without having a crazy bad center of gravity, it made me super happy. Also, I love flying around people, and this drone, you can just fly around people, and it's so little and unintrusive. It's cute. So people see it and they're like, what the heck is that? Or like, that's awesome. That's usually what people are thinking. So you can get right in their face and it doesn't annoy them. And like when I did that, when I was like, holy cow, this thing, just look at that. Like, does it have the authority of my 3.5? Absolutely not. But this is a 2S 560 mAh 150C Dogcom. And Dogcom specifically has two batteries that I really love, and they're both the 560. If you get the 560 4S 150C specifically, it's about 56 grams, the 4S one, and you'll get like just as much flight time as you would flying a 800, and you get just so much better performance because it's just the high C does make a difference, and the lightweight, pure power. The difference is like if you've ever flown tiny whoops and you've experienced what it's like to go from flying the PH2 300 mAh batteries, and then you switch over to the Tattoo 300 mAh batteries with the PO2 plug-in sticks, whatever. The moment you switch from those to the others, you notice like, wow, I'm getting like a minute more flight time. I'm getting like juice. It's just beautiful. And remember, this is analog too, because I'm using an all-in-one. I'm using the board from the Mobula 7, which is capable of taking 2S. Then I'm using the motors from a Mobula 8 because my O3 Mob 8 broke. So, so this is how I'm able to get it so light, because the Mobula 7 all-in-one, the X12, can take those 2S batteries, and then the motors are nice. Their Tappy model makes very efficient motors. Maybe not the most powerful. I'm sure if you put some RCM powers, you get more power, but just very efficient motors on Happy model. That's one thing they're really good at, making those efficient motors. Okay, what else? What else can I say? I'm thinking about. Yeah, it's really fun to fly. Like you don't expect it to fly this well, and if you've flown a Synologue, it blows my mind how so many people love Synologues, because I had a Synologue and I tried tuning it for like a couple days and I just couldn't get it to not shake, and it was also just loud and annoying. This It's called the Whisper because it's so cute and quiet. I forget what whisper is in Japanese, but that I don't have a phone near me either, but it sounds cool. It's like Sakawashu or something. So it's just like it has a cool name in English and in Japanese. And see, like, do the girls get mad? It makes the girls happy. Don't you want a drone that makes the girls happy? Yeah, so it was just so much fun, just flying around wherever and not feeling intrusive. Like it's like everyone is happy to see it there, and it's like, wow, that's cool, and that to me is a big joy of FPV. Now let's go to a fun indoor. This is like a gorilla whoop. We're flying in a mall. And whenever I fly here, I know you have until security comes, so you get your one good pack in. But this place is just so beautiful to fly in. And see, to get this, I guess I guess this setup could be done with the naked OFAR, and I could keep it. I might be able to get it even lighter. Yeah, I could get it lighter. I just I don't want to. I don't want to. I did it already with the V2. I bought the V2. I bought all the Vistas, and it's just and now it's almost like it's obsolete. And I really don't like that about DJI. How expensive it is. Like it's very nice, but it's expensive. I don't find it that durable, and whereas, like with this, with the analog and the GoPro, you're going to be able to do that forever. It's never going to go out of style. It might not be the prettiest, but I can see. I can see, and it's super light, so it's controllable. It's just getting that beautiful footage after is just so nice. But it's also funny because it's like people see it and are like, "Oh, that looks so cool," but we flew over a baby. Someone report me to the police. Yeah, someone actually on a Reddit post, a whole pile of people said they're gonna report me to the police. It's just like I didn't break any laws, so wah, 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 wah. Go ahead and waste your time. Yeah, like this, it flies beautifully. I'm so happy with this little thing. I want it to be a little bit more durable before I start pushing it on you guys. And also, you have to be able to strip a GoPro because if you can't do the naked GoPro, you're not going to be able to do this. And this specifically flies so good with my custom naked GoPro mount. As soon as I finish it, I'll get them up on the website. And you guys can go through my website and give it like a read. Just read everything because I talk about like motor choices and I talk about electronic choices. And if you're new, I have options there too. And I have my favorite things. So the stuff I sell is the stuff I use. And the stuff I recommend is also stuff that I've tried, tested, and enjoyed. So I wouldn't recommend like see I wouldn't have the guts to do that with my discus. Also, I find this super boring. Like I take all this footage, I speed it up, I make it look more exciting, more dangerous, more like I like the footage to kind of look like you're strapped in a jet. Like that's the feeling I want to kind of take you for a ride, right? I don't really like this soft, gentle stuff, but when I am flying, I am usually flying a little bit less aggressive than the videos that you see me post. I'm around a pile of people, and more important than the people, I don't want to break my drone. Like, look at how nicely. See, and it lands. It's a pusher. Let's go. Let's do the last one. This just shows if you go nice and gentle, you can fly indoors for 6 minutes on a 2S battery. To me, that's ridiculous because you get your little Synolog. You're flying for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I don't even think you're getting 5 minutes out of a Synolog. Then on top of that, you have people flying these. And remember, these are my first packs. These are literally my first 3 packs on this drone. So it's not like I've had the time to really become one with it and know like how it moves and how to like really like be one with it. That takes time. So
if I flew a whole pile of packs and got used to it, I'd be able to fly this so much more smooth and everything. But yeah, this is literally my third pack on it. And just the amount of control that you have with it and how nice it feels. With a Cinelog, it's so bloody loud too. So it's like flying. That's the other thing I hate about Cinewhoops. They're just so loud that even if they're safe, it's like they're scary. Whereas like with this, yeah, it's open prop, but no one's afraid of it. Like they literally want to get closer to it. I'm flying inside a store. Woo! Also, yeah, this is the first iteration. So I've already, I think I've already cut off. I already cut off at least a gram. I'm using the Ant, which is like 2 or 3 grams, and I'm gonna switch to the Ant Light. So I'm gonna rebuild this whole thing to make it even lighter. I'm using 1102s, so I could use 1002s. I think that I could basically cut off a gram at least by using 1002s. I have already cut off a gram with the new mount, and I can cut off a gram with the Ant-Light camera, and probably about a gram with the new design. I'm going to redesign the frame and the prints. So I'm sure I can get this to probably like 94 grams. So that would be 4 grams savings. So then I'll probably fly even better and maybe a little bit longer. Who knows? But I was really like, one of the things I hate about little quads is just the short flight times. Uh, I hate when I can't fly something for more than 2 minutes. If I can get 3 or 4 minutes, I'm pretty happy. But this thing flies for 5 minutes, 4 minutes, like, yeah, 5 minutes of light freestyle, like you saw. And then, like this, it flies for 6 minutes, no problem. 7 minutes, like, it's pretty crazy. And I've already used it at a photo shoot, and it was really oh, what I'll show you that at the end too. It's not supposed to. No one's supposed to see it till February 10th, but I'll toss that in just so that you can see what you can do with it. And then I'll link the past video that I posted with this, so you can just see it's all the same footage, but it's like edited nicely. But I never made a video to actually like show you guys and talk about it. So, and I wanted to. I wasn't looking forward to sitting here for 6 minutes talking about it. Like it's just it's not my thing, you know. But yeah, uh, it's like show and tell. It's like adult show and tell. These are the things I'm working on, and I'm working on them to have something I really love flying, to have something that's like the best for specific things. And that's what I'm always trying to do and work towards. Kind of just have that perfect drone that you just have in your pocket and you love it. And you can literally take this drone, put it in a bag with a charger, like the Whoopster charger now, the 2S Whoopster charger. You can get one of those, and you can just have everything inside like a little man purse. What's it called? It's not a merce. It's a, like Indiana Jones. What does he call it? I forget the joke. It's not a purse. It's a man bag. It's a satchel. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, you can just have like a sling around you and be able to have this tiny thing that you can capture sick footage with just everywhere and anywhere. And the worst thing that's going to happen is a security guard's going to come and say, "Hey, you have to leave or don't do that. But you can't really get in trouble because it can't harm anyone. It's very safe. Like, it's very safe. Okay, here we go. Look at this. So this is from 2 minutes. I made a 16-second edit. So check it out. Okay, so that was fun. So it is just like cool that it's so little. This is like a little photo studio, but we were able to do that too. So this to me is going to be the future, for me at least, of all my indoor projects and being able to just shoot stuff. Being able to sell that to someone, right? Like being able, hey, look, I have the smallest drone possible that I can come to your event and fly, and it's safe. No one's going to get hurt. This is the naked GoPro, and I'm working on redesigning this perhaps, but this is a really nice design too. It's just difficult to get the camera into the case. I've been messing around with a material called PP, thanks to Blue FPV, and it just allows you to save probably another gram off of things. So now instead of having TPU at the bottom, I have it on a PETG plate, which just supports it and makes it stronger. And then I'm going to try and make this out of PP. And then you'll be able to get one off my website. But basically it'll just, if you know how to make naked GoPros, you'll be able to do one of these. And there was one other thing. Oh, there was a video of this flying. There was also a video about my bag that I use. So I'll share those 2 videos with you. If you're interested in the perfect FPV bag that you can take anywhere that I use, it's like not even $30, and I love it so much. So you could enjoy the same bag. If you want to see like a nice edit with this, you can see that too. Please subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it's something that helps me so much. So please subscribe. And if you want to help support out the stuff I do, consider joining my Patreon for as little as $2. You can help your buddy out a bit.